Welcome back everyone to a Commonwealth that is flourishing, both in culture but also in education. Everyone is learning how to read. It's booming and flourishing in the economy where everyone is getting their life needs and some of them even getting their everyday needs. Wait, which one is the best one? Life needs, everyday needs? Sure. Everyone is getting their needs filled except for some of the middle class who are not getting none of their needs filled. That's quite terrible. I should probably get them some money. Actually, unemployment, we're only giving out a little bit. 0.3, there's almost no unemployment in our country. As it is 21 poor gentlemen, 4 guys in all of Lithuania who are unemployed, and some a bit everywhere else. Perhaps I should move to this place which has industry. Now we even have money to fund some more industry to begin, but our main industrialization will come when we get over 50% literacy, which will be very, very soon. Considering with Darwinism being done, our literacy is booming, which is all kinds of wonderful. The war against the Qing Empire is presumably going well. I'm not going to invest any time and effort into it. The army tech is only 1, so basically they can only get militia or irregulars, so it should be a cakewalk really. And I was thinking of one thing. I mean, okay, if I were to acquire core, that would be 31 war score. I'm assuming that taking Ostpreußen, if we could get Ostpreußen in the coming war against Prussia, then we would neuter Prussia forever. Prussia would be basically a toothless nation, a clawless nation. Wait, long work hours. Sure, we can lower them, even though we haven't really started even our industrial revolution yet. But if we would be able to take Silesia and Ostpreußen from Prussia, then we would pretty much condemn them to be our slaves forever. Our, dare I say, bitches. Yeah, something like that. So that's an interesting idea for the future. Denmark-Norway is at war with the Rheinbund. Interesting, what are they even fighting about? German liberation of Danish Holstein. Well. Interesting, the Rheinbund. I wonder if they will defeat the Denmark-Norwegians. Dane-Norwegians? The Danes, let's just call them that. And I wonder what AI is thinking, going back and forth between Kiel and... is this Hamburg? Yeah. A treatise on economy. 5 free prestige. Wonderful. Now we even boomed up to the 13th century, I was going to say, but the 13th place in the world. A secondary power. But our situation is becoming better and better. In every way. We have Swedish allies in case for war with the Russian Empire. I was going to say the Prussian Empire, but it's the Russians instead. They are allied with the Ottoman Empire though. But we have an ace in the hole. We have the French Republic. And the French Republic will accept a war invitation. Though I've noticed that is never really accurate. You can never trust when it says they will accept, and sometimes they won't anyway. Because maybe one thing in the millisecond between you saying that happened that changed everything. And the British Empire has taken up more of the Hudson Bay Company. Pretty big company. I mean, this is not the Hudson Bay. This is. Okay, so we have the ground level of 2 on everything. So we should probably go for early railroad, would be good. We have flat lands in Poland, excellent for railroad. We have pretty much everything you could need in developing Poland into a massive nation. We have in Radom, we have coal being made or taken out of the ground. We have a lot of wheat apparently. So we are almost, if we ignore that Ukraine exists, we are the breadbasket of Europe. We actually, in Krakow, they're making coal as well. So Krakow and Radom, the coal nations or coal places in our world. Voters' right movement, sure. So we can shut them up. We have the German unification movement. Yeah, that's not going to happen in our nation. Perhaps that's kind of the risk of taking these areas, because the Rheinbund is actively trying. Oh, they put us under our sphere? Well, I mean, under their sphere? Interesting, the Rheinbund. Interesting, and they allied with the Swedes as well. That is very interesting. So we are protected by the Rheinbund, which means that they won't really get in our way in a fight against Prussia. Perhaps they would ally us. No, they won't, because we're allied with France, of course. Of course, how strong is France at the moment? They only have Army Tech 5, which is fairly low for France. I mean, the Rheinbund has 9, which makes them quite formidable, and they have a population of 4.19 million. Interesting. The most disgusting of ways. Perhaps it is time for the war now against Prussia. Prussia and Silesia. Okay, get armies ready. One in Posen, and one over here in Danzig. Actually, get him over here and to fight against these Prussians. Do we have a good leader? We have Stefan Khrushchevsky, which was good in the last war. And this one, he's not the best leader in the world. But he is a leader in the world. So if we do no leader here, they took Konopsky Antoni. Okay, so he's the best leader that we can get. So when the war starts, we will go for a strike against Memel immediately. Immediately strike against them. That should be at least a bit of their army done. And we can strike against Katowice immediately. So there will be 2 of their armies engaged in battles with our armies immediately right out of the gate. And we have the more advanced army. They have Army Tech 7, we have Army Tech 10. So we have 3 Army Techs that they don't, which should put us ahead of the game. Okay, so demand this, call allies, they will accept, Sweden will not accept. So we declare war now. We are at war officially, lower the speed quite a bit, and then head for battle against exposed Prussian armies. This time, we are a bit more prepared. This time things should go well, at least for this army over here. I don't know how good Pascal von Rausch is. Hopefully, not very. But we'll see. Battles have been engaged now. There's heavy losses on both sides, but the Prussian army is under-equipped, because they probably lowered their spendings quite a bit, since they haven't really been at war. And overall, at least this army over here is under a lot of stress. So, will you come to aid us, French Empire? They have honored our military alliance. Wonderful. Perhaps we should try to follow them. As far as we can, anyway. There we go. Engage them again. This is not good though. I would rather this army be the one attacking, rather than taking the attacks. Why are you losing so much there? Can you just this battle end instead of having to lose like 5 million men? Alright, this is not very good. Can we escape? I'm assuming not. No, we won't be able to escape that, which is I was going to say scrap, but it's crap instead. What is worse now is that the French Empire doesn't really have a way to reach us, so we will need to mobilize. Which is fine. Our army there is holding out though, and is waiting reinforcements, which is arriving. It's going to arrive. The remaining army that we can engage will be artillery. Everything we have is maxed out. We don't have the biggest treasure chest in the world, but it's good enough. I was hoping that our technological advantage would be a bit more visible at this stage. Apparently it's not, and for some reason, despite their low population, we have a greater population than they do, quite substantially so as well. Despite that, we aren't really seeing that. It's not really showing. We will change so Warsaw is no longer the place where everyone will gather. We will go for the safe spot in Kovel. Our, greater population is not really showing at all. Isn't that interesting? Perhaps they have a greater amount of soldiers, which would make sense. And this one will need to go on the offensive constantly. Since that is what that general is supposed to do. That's what he's better at. Stefan Khrushchevsky is a wonderful, wonderful general in many ways. And he will wait for 1 month to get some reinforcements. The reinforcements that he could potentially get from all of this. Which hopefully will be a lot. $69,000 men, I gotta say, that is quite a lot. No, wait, I should have continued. 9th of November. No. Okay. That's good. We are crushing them over there. Okay, so that's one army done. Let's go for Bamberg, was it? Bromberg. Good, close enough. And annihilate them there as well. Trustee system. No, we will not have the trustee system. Sounds horrible. I mean, Stefan Khrushchevsky, if he's under attack, things are going well. Swedish conquest of Nord-Norge. And now the Swedes are attacking the Ottoman Empire and Denmark-Norway. Sure, we might as well be at war with them as well. Why the hell not? Hopefully the Ottomans doesn't really get an idea of trying to come and get me. But even though we are knocking Prussian armies out all over the place, they are still managing to take over a lot of territory, which is unfortunate. We should probably use our army over here to lower that risk. The Swedes... No, actually it is the French. Interesting. Okay, let's free Krakow. We are losing quite a few men from attrition alone. But we need to keep them together at the moment. To make them a bit more powerful. We will lose a lot by going through Lodz over here. Our lands returned. Wait, what happened to this? Okay, we will keep everything we've gained. Because it looks better on the map. There we go. Let's cancel these ones as well. And also go to Warsaw quickly. Go for interchangeable parts. So we won now and got Silesia back. It's a shame we couldn't really figure out if we could get Ostpreußen, but we have more wars. It could be said that it's a mistake to call in France in that regard. But yeah, whatever. Sometimes you make mistakes and you will just have to live with them. We will split the army in half and see what comes out on the other side. This one got all the engineers, so they're not really the best in splitting in half, I suppose. Send the engineer over to this one instead. There we are. So this one has 4, this one is a bit too much infantry for my liking. So we will send one of these infantrymen over to the other army. Just do an army exchange, you could call it. In fact, we will, since that one is led by Stefan Khrushchevsky, he will have the one that will be fully armed and operational. So we will send one more artillery over in his general direction. And the rest we will... Well, we will disband the ones that are weakened for various reasons and send him to Skiernovich. And then we will supply him with more troops. What we will need to do is we need more infantry, 4 more to be precise. He has currently 4 artillery and we will need 2 more. He will need an engineer and he will need what else? Nothing else. That would be good. So, wonderful, wonderful. Prussia is looking like a small little triangle over there. Being quite devastated in many ways. Rheinbund is at war with Denmark-Norway as well. Sweden is going on a rampage over here. Though, I gotta say, that Danish army is not to be trifled with at all. Neither is this Swedish army over here. Why the hell are you sending 51,000 men up all the way over here in Hammerfest? And because they will all die from attrition, or it should die at least from attrition. How did we do with war exhaustion. Not too good. Not good. Plus we're at war, so it's not really lowering itself. There's no real need for us to be in this war. We are not the guy in charge. So if we got... No, they will not accept it. So hopefully Sweden can just push through a victory quickly. Without spending too much time. And as I said, now this down to 43,000 men. The Swedes are doing a fantastically stupid move going there. The Swedish fleet is arguably losing. Perhaps they're losing. Probably lost. Over there. But what is good though is that our literacy now up to 51%. Wonderful, wonderful, and even more wonderful. And to save them a bit more time, we could spend it by upgrading our own railroads. So the AI does not have to. There we go. Upgrade it everywhere. And there we are. That is a lot of railroad, and that costed quite a bit of money. But we have the money. We can spare the money. And especially when we have the tariffs going. Should probably cut it off now that we can really industrialize more quickly. And since our... Did I just press for laissez-faire? No. We will go for encourage craftsmen in the most populous areas. That would be Polish-Lithuanian Silesia, actually. And though we in Silesia, we will make sure that everything is up to expectations. Oh, I apparently need to eat. I'm apparently hungry, judging from my... Well, judging from everything that's happened. Who wouldn't be hungry after all of this? Oh yeah, I forgot about Koval being moved over here. Let's go to Warsaw instead. Ladies and gentlemen, head for Skierniewicz. Sounds about right. Breslau, which really should be renamed now, is Wroclaw now? Even though it's probably not pronounced that way. I think it's Wroclaw now. The city that it was formerly known as Breslau. Anyway, most of these are German, except for you could divide Silesia in two. You have Breslau and you have Legnic over here, which are heavily German. Heavily Germanized, you could say. And then we have Oppen and Katowice over here, which are mostly Polish. Actually, there's some Czech people living here as well. And this one has both South and North German in it. But yeah, we will definitely be in conflict with the Russian Empire sooner or later. Especially, oh, they have the Rhinebund. And these ones have the British Union and Kingdom of Italy as their allies. So everyone is just dividing up into factions now. However, an important fact is not to be missed. Wait, did I get an engineer? I already had an engineer. What the hell? Get rid of that. And there we go. Okay, so now we can actually make our armies with 13 brigades each, which is pretty decent. I always like the configuration. It makes sense to me, and it makes sense to my brain. Which probably is the more important part here. And an engineer and hussar. There we go. And we can have a third army, so we can have 3 armies at the same time, which would help. We will get more military power from it, which could catapult us up into great power status. And it will also, in general, just make everything much, much better. Speed up the time a little bit more and see to it that we get more money so we can buy equipment for these armies. We do need a lot of canned food and stuff like that. So what are we even producing in our country at the moment? We're producing minimal amounts of ammunition and small arms. We probably need to produce more of that. Fortunately, the AI keeps building these stupid factories. We will make some factories on our own. We will make the mother of all... I hate really to make them, because apparently they are really strong for whatever reason. We will make some liquor distilleries, because we have the wheat, we have the glass, I suppose. We could make the glass otherwise. So let's make some liquor distillery or whatever factories. Can we make one here? Actually, if we show empty states as well, Lithuania, Brest, Galicia, Lodomeria. That's very small. But that one can make glass for the rack here. Make glass. Glass factory. You have the coal in Krakow. Posen, West Galicia. West Galicia will make some liquor distillery as well. Wonderful. Wonderful. That costs quite a bit to build all of that, but we should pull through. Are there any movements? Only the Prussian Liberation Movement, which we don't care about. Could go for the trade union or upper house based on population. That seems a fair one. If only this war didn't last for 5 decades. How is it even going? 10% and you need to have, holy shit, a lot of it. And that's just to get the northern Norway over here, which includes Trondheim and Hammerfest. I wonder if it includes anything else. I doubt it. No. Oh, it actually includes this one as well. So here we have Western Norway, and then we have Eastern Norway. So really it's divided up into 3. Clean coal, since we have quite a few coal places. I think Breslau has something as coal as well. No, but Lidnis is steel. These one are coal. So that's good. And as I expected, bureaucrats are... There's not really a lot of bureaucrats over here. So we need to up that quite a bit. Everywhere else the bureaucrats are doing fine work. Are we getting any... I don't think we can assimilate Germans anyway. The Wend, perhaps. We could assimilate. No current assimilation though. Wait, are the Wend? Where are the Wend living? Can I see the Wend? Oh, it's barely. There's only 6% Wend. So now we are actually at 8th place in the world. Sweden ate a lot of Norway. Though it's the part of Norway where very few people live. Comparatively. And the Rheinbund got Holstein. Which puts them in direct conflict, which they've already have before with France over here. France. You're an interesting little beast, and you're my greatest ally. But the Rheinbund is scary. What the hell? British Empire has returned! They have returned to the islands. They have taken Galway. They have returned to Europe. Holy shit. What is going on? Oh, they're... You know what I said with whom? I wonder who will win between the British Empire and everything here. Let's just say that the United States of America has managed to unify America pretty handsomely. And they will probably increase... I wonder how that happened. They take Galway and they're back on Ireland, but they haven't taken the rest of Ireland. Did they start with this always? I mean, that would make sense probably, but why Galway? Why would Galway be there? Oh well, we have some rebellions at the moment. Should probably get to fixing those. Actually, everyone can just go on hunting rebels mode. I would appreciate that greatly. This is the problem of having Germans in your country. They seemingly like to rebel against you. Trade unions all allowed. I won't lower the conscription level because we need it. None of my factories have opened, but everything else is just going terrible. We could open the factories that have been closed. And increase investment in various factories here. Like, you can do a lot if you are willing to put in the time and design all the factories and where everything should be and think about that. You could make it... I would almost say you're breaking the game in that case, due to the AI not being very good at it. Oh god, I have missed empiricism and I really need to invest in that. Since the AI can't really do economy that well, so neither should you. So you should be as bad as the AI, that's what I'm saying. South German Federation. Wait, what? They have the South German Federation in there? Where is South German Federation? What? Am I seeing something that I'm not supposed to see? They have Kingdom of Italy, and South German Federation under the sphere. Right. So where is the South German Federation then? Is there somewhere here to see? No. I don't think the South German Federation exists anymore. Oh, I definitely don't think it exists anymore, at least nowhere that I can see. So it's gotta be a bug that it's stuck over there. Perhaps if we go into Sphere of Influence, we could see it. No, I just don't think it exists. Oh well. It's too bad. We're even in 7th place now, so who have we passed now? We have passed Prussia, and Ireland apparently is in 9th place. And then we Mughal Empire as well. So who is the one that have fallen so far behind? The British Empire, of course, have fallen on tough times now, with most of their country being occupied by Americans. No, there's no wars left, so at least now they should be free, and we should be able to pass them fairly soon. In about a year's time, if we keep this up. And more railroads apparently needs to be built across the land. We will pay for it out of pocket. Because we really need to get the railroad up, and we can't really rely on our non-existent capitalists to do things for us. Speaking of non-existent capitalists, perhaps that's an idea. How's it going now in Silesia when it comes to bureaucrats? How we managed to establish ourselves here? Close enough. We are working on it. Fine. I mean, considering that's a lot of people. We stole one of the most important provinces from them. So we will get some more capitalists in our country, so they can invest more things for us. It would be wonderful. We can almost get another army again. If we only have 3 more available, then that would be fine. But now the population of Prussia is so small. We have 3.68 million. Prussia has 1.38 million. Russian Civil War. The Russian Empire and the Russian Empire is fighting against each other. Holy shit, that is awesome. That is awesome. I love that mechanic. So they are fighting against each other suddenly. Wait, what? Both are great powers? So was that why I lost the great power status? Could we then, declare war on Russia to steal some territory? These ones are allied with the Rheinbund. However, these ones having Orsha does not have an alliance with them. And while they have a lot of brigades, actually they have a hell of a lot of brigades, we could probably try to stake our claim over here. Would take a year though. But I like this mechanic. That is awesome. Well, I suppose it's nothing new with the Confederacy and the whole thing in typing thing, but I haven't really seen Russian Empire and Russia fighting against each other like this. So we let the Russians, the Russian Empire and Russian Empire. They are both Russian Empire. Oh god, news has reached us that an anti-Habsburg event has occurred in the Polish provinces of the Empire. The rebels have come to us to petition us to aid them in their struggle with the goal of reuniting with our nation. We could go to war with Austria to save the rebellion, but doing so would alienate us from every surrounding power. Really? Austria would care, clearly. Yeah, this is interesting. They are allied with whomever. We would go into conflict with the Kingdom of Italy, which isn't really that strong. Would not involve anyone hating us. Well, Austria, Prussia, and the Russian Empire would hate us. Russian Empire is occupied in a civil war. Prussia is nothing. Austria, however, is something. So yeah, I think once again we will leave on a bit of a cliffhanger, really. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and next time we will take a stance on this one. Most likely joining the Galicia Lodomeria in epic battle and put him under us, really. So I hope to see you next time. Have a good one.